Welcome back to our Madden 23 Chicago Bears Rebuild Series, Part 2. We are coming off a 6-11 season, but we've got some momentum heading into 2023. We've got a ton of cap space and some great draft picks, so let's get into it. Okay, so free agency has been completely overhauled. It's a whole new look, and right off the bat, you see some very interesting names here. Derwin James, I would be very interested in if we didn't have Jaquan Brisker. He's our guy there. Roquan Smith is here. The Broncos gave us Jerry Jeudy and Javonte Williams to get him from us, and they're just going to let him walk. I mean, if he's out there, I'm very tempted to bring him back. Odell, sadly, I like what we have at receiver. I love him as a player, but we just don't need him. Kareem Hunt's interested in us. We're not interested in him. Elgton Jenkins would be great for us at right tackle. Sadly, he does not seem interested in the slightest. Who else is out here that likes us at least? Yannick Ngakoue, would really like to have him. There's another target for us. I definitely think we could extend an offer to him. There's J.C. Treader, old trotting ass. Didn't want to play for us. That's fine. We don't want him either. Oh, who else is here? Evan Ingram could be interesting. Him and Cole Kmet as a nice little duo together. You never know. Melvin Gordon likes us. Maybe we could get a complimentary back. And of course I say that I forgot he was in Denver with Javonte Williams. I don't think Javonte would like that very much, but we could do it. I think we're okay at kicker. I'm pretty sure Kyra is still around. Bryce Callahan could bring him back. Rocky Sin is interesting, I guess. So yeah, there's some pretty solid options out here. And look, there's Jack Conklin. He is somewhat interested in us. I think we'll extend him an offer as well. So let's get into that. So first up is Roquan Smith. It gives you three options here: neutral, team-friendly, or player-friendly. He's got a pretty high level of interest in our team. And let's see here. If we sign him to a neutral deal, I mean, his cap hit's going to get up to around $20 million by the end of it. But I really want him, so we're going to increase it by just a little bit. And we'll make the offer to him. Total offer strength is pretty good. And we'll see what happens next. Next up, we're going to try to get Yannick Ngakoue in here. Same thing, he's pretty interested in us. He likes us, so we'll bump it up a little bit. I'd really like to secure these guys. I really want to make a push in year 2 of this rebuild. So I'd really like to try and get him and Roquan in here. We could really start putting together a special defense again. Evan Ingram doesn't have anyone interested in him. We're going to send him a team-friendly deal. Maybe he pairs up with Cole Kmet. They can do something together. He's somewhat interested. He's not thrilled by it, but he's at least considering it. Okay, now Jack Conklin is someone I would really like to get in here if we can. In fact, I'm willing to overpay for him a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll bring it down slightly. Just a tad, but I would really like to get Jack Conklin in here. We get one more player that we get to negotiate with this period. Derek Nottie is not a bad player at all. He's got some interest in us. He would be easily our best defensive tackle. He's got a couple teams interested, so let's bump him up a little bit here. See if we can maybe get him on the squad. Okay, so what we get to do now is we can press the left stick to evaluate offers. Rather than having to skip forward a week, we're going to do that. So let's see what that does. Players have evaluated submitted offers. Okay. Oh, God. What are these X's? I don't like that. Greg Gaines, I didn't even extend. Okay, so let's go to my signings. Did we sign anyone? Oh, this is DT. I got to get off of DT. We didn't sign any quarterbacks. Who did we sign? Okay. Roquan Smith, Yannick Ngakoue, and Evan Ingram. So we get our linebacker back. He comes in. He's happy with this deal. Okay, happy ending after all. Yannick Ngakoue will add to our pass rush for sure. And Evan Ingram gives Justin Fields another target to work with. Who are the other two guys that we offered? Are they still out there? I mean, did they sign elsewhere? Who did we even negotiate with? That's the sad part. Oh, Jack Conklin. Where's he at? Please tell me he didn't sign with another team. What? He signed with the Packers. Are you kidding me? Bro, I hate you. Okay, whatever. We're going to go all chips in for Elgton Jenkins anyway. Jack Conklin, you're only an 80 overall. I don't know where you get off. What, you want to go play with Jordan Love? Seriously? Okay, whatever. No worries. Okay, so we're going to hit Elgton Jenkins with a player-friendly contract offer. Massive contract. $70 million, 4 years. Let's see if this pushes the needle for him a little bit. Okay, and we lead by quite a bit. A lot of teams interested, but I think there's a chance we get Elgton Jenkins in here. And Jack Conklin can have fun going 7-10 with Jordan Love and the Packers. Yuck. Odell really likes us. I'm going to send him a team-friendly deal just to kind of test the waters, see if it's something he'd be interested in, because that would be one heck of a trio. Him, Judy, and Mooney. I mean, that would be exciting. The Colts are most likely going to end up with him. We're okay with that, but at least we say we tried. And Melvin Gordon's not getting any love on the open market. Still an 82 overall. We could use a backup for Javonte. We're going to send him a team-friendly offer. See if he's willing to come in on that. Bryce Callahan is another player who really likes us. We could use some depth at corner. We'll send him a neutral offer. See if he wants to come in on that. I think it's just a 1-year deal. Maybe we can get him there. And finally, we really need a new starting safety, so Jaquiski Tart is out there. We will send him, we'll go just a little bit above what's neutral. He's got some yellow interest in us, so let's see if we can make that green. We can. Let's go ahead, let's skip forward and see who we got. We're going to hit evaluate offers. Players have evaluated submitted offers. Is Derwin James still out there? He's just waiting. Okay. Who have we signed this time? So we have Roquan. Elgton Jenkins comes in, so we got him. Good. We got a right tackle. That is huge for us. Melvin Gordon signed. Bryce Callahan. Tart is here. Okay. So we are improving this team for sure. We've got some really exciting players now. Some depth pieces. This is good for us. Okay, and while we're here, Marcus Davenport is still on the market. A lot of teams interested at this point, but we've still got plenty of money. Why not try and spend it? We're going to send him a player-friendly deal, see if we can't get him in here to pair up with Yannick Ngakoue. Okay, and we are able to bring in Davenport. He liked the offer, so him and Yannick are going to form a whole new pass rush duo for us. Rodgers just retired. The NFC North is completely up for grabs, so I mean, this is an incredible free agency haul. Roquan Smith, Elgton Jenkins, Yannick Ngakoue, Marcus Davenport, Evan Ingram, Melvin Gordon, Bryce Callahan, and Jaquiski Tart. I mean, these are several new starters for us and several good depth pieces that will get playing time as well. I'm very happy with this. Not only that, how much money do we have left? $47 million? Crazy. So we'll be able to play around next year too. Okay, so here is our new and improved starting roster. Post free agency, before we even get into the draft, Elgton Jenkins is actually going to be our left tackle. He's an 88 overall there. Tevin Jenkins, meanwhile, will be our right tackle. So Jenkins and Jenkins. Hopefully that can spark some magic for us and get us some better protection than what we had last year. Evan Ingram, I'm not decided if I want him to be our starter there or if I'd rather have Cole Kmet. Just because Cole Kmet still has room to grow. I think he's still under 25, so I'm tempted to put Cole Kmet as our one, but just not 100% sure right now. Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon are going to be our running back duo, so this is basically Broncos of the NFC, you could say, since we've got Jerry Jeudy as well. Let's head over to the defense. So major upgrades here, Yannick Ngakoue, Marcus Davenport. Still need some defensive tackles. We did get Roquan Smith back, so our linebacking core is looking much better. We just need a new right outside. And we've got Jaquiski Tart is our starting safety now, along with Jaquan Brisker. Bryce Callahan will start alongside Jalen Johnson, although I might move him to the slot and let Kyler Gordon, the second-year player, be our starter on the outside. So really happy with the moves that we've made here. We're up to an 80 overall, so much better than we were at this time a year ago. We've got some hope. This roster isn't terrible, so yeah, really good things here. Also, the combine results are out, so we can see how these players performed, what kind of traits they might have, their speed, strength, agility, and so on. And a few guys I want to highlight as potential targets for us. Kerry Messina, the left tackle, he has very solid numbers. His traits are good. I know that we just kind of fixed our tackle spot, but this would at least give us some flexibility, so he's someone I'm interested in, just 21 years old. Next up is Andrew Young, also a first-round projected player, 21 years old, out of Alabama. He would complete our linebacking core. He ran the fastest 40 in the class, and his numbers are just elite across the board. He's someone I'm very interested in. Really like this guy as a prospect. And aside from that, I kind of just went through, looked for guys who graded out decently or had really good combine numbers. I went through individually the combine stats, especially for wide receivers. Here are two guys projected to go late. They ran very fast 40s, Demarius Priester out of Florida State and Dante Curtis out of Missouri. So I tried to get a good selection here of some round 1 guys, round 2, 3, 4, and even some later round picks as well. Don't know if they'll pan out, but we at least have a pretty comprehensive draft board here. Okay, and before the draft, we have 5th-year options. Who is up for a 5th-year option? I honestly don't even know who it could be. Isaiah Simmons, okay. So yeah, we traded for him. He is up for his 5th-year option. Assistant GM says, from what I saw, he played great last season. Yes, I agree. Definitely want to pick up that 5th-year option. Okay, so he is around for at least another 2 years for us. And the option's still here for some reason. Can't tell if this is a glitch or if there's another one that we need to worry about. Oh, Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, he factors into the long-term plans. Yeah, we're going to pick up his 5th-year option. Okay, so 2 guys picked up. And we've got our final mock draft of the season. The experts officially think we're taking Jason Bradford at number 6 overall. So, yeah, I mean, sure, if the guy's the next coming of Quentin Nelson, we'll do it. Also, he's around 2 to 3 projection, so I love the experts thinking that we're the only team somehow that is going to reach for a prospect in typical Chicago Bears fashion. Is he the only round 2, 3 guy on there? Yeah, so the experts are just basically like, hey, Bears, we know you don't draft very well typically, so here's Jason Bradford. Enjoy. Okay, and we've got our free agency recap here. Let's see where the big names landed. Derwin James is going to team up with Minkah Fitzpatrick and form by far the best safety duo in the league. That's exciting. We got Roquan. Levante David in his old age is going to Cincinnati. Maybe try and get them over the hump, push for a Super Bowl after they just lost again. Odell is headed to the Colts to play with whoever they have at quarterback. It's not Matt Ryan. He retired. Kareem Hunt's going to the Falcons. James Robinson's headed to Denver. Tremaine Edmonds is also headed to Denver. So Broncos country, let's ride. Jamel Dean's headed to San Francisco. Dawson Knox also going to the Bengals, giving Joe Burrow yet another weapon. More guys that we brought in. C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles. Tony Pollard to the Jags. J.C. Treader, the useless center. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. He just didn't want to re-sign with us. He didn't play that bad. He's headed to Houston, a real contender, I guess. Jarvis Landry's going to the Eagles. Clowney is going to the Raiders. Devin Singletary to the Dolphins. Mecole Hardman to the Texans. Jacoby Myers to the Texans. Alexander Johnson to the Raiders. Denzel Perryman to the Falcons. Eric McCoy to the Titans. Rock Ya-Sin is going to our rivals, the Packers. Sean Murphy-Bunting is going to the Giants. Sterling Shepard to the Vikings. Will Fuller to the Rams. That's exciting. Rashad Penny to the Dolphins. Did I say? Yeah, Rashad Penny to the Dolphins. And Rashaan Evans to the Packers. And finally, Marvin Jones to the 49ers. And Jack Conklin said, screw us, and he's going to the Packers. Okay, so there's your free agency recap. Okay, and we do get some private workouts before the draft, so let's see who we want to get private workouts with. Okay, so our picks are going to be Andrew Young, Ross Conrad, and Julian Blackwell. 3 positions of need, 3 guys I could see myself taking at number 6. We'll confirm them and see what the results produce. And now this is interesting. We've got some trade offers for Cole Kmet. Let's review those and see what teams might be willing to give us for him. Okay, so overall, nothing exciting. Nothing that I am willing to take. No. Yeah, we're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Cole Kmet is going to stay a Bear. Okay, so at long last, the draft is here. Let's get into it. Who is going to be the next Chicago Bear? Giants have the first overall pick. Would be very surprised if they don't go quarterback. Very nice presentation, EA. Love seeing who the Giants picked, aka no idea. So let's pause it here. And I guess ultimately it doesn't matter. We don't really care all that much. There's no one that we're dying to have. I haven't seen any can't miss prospects, so we'll skip to our pick. Just the thing is, I really thought the players would show up. This is really poor presentation, but I guess it is what it is. So let's make our pick, see who's available. Okay, so just looking at our overall draft board here, who are we interested in? Andrew Young is still there. Let's take a quick look at him. He's 90% scouted. He is a top fit for us. He's just 21. He scored really well at the Combine and at his Pro Day. In fact, he's one that I think we just showed a little bit ago. I mean, he ran a 4.48 40 at his Pro Day. He's strong, too. He's tempting. He's very tempting. That would completely round out our linebacking core, give us perhaps the best in the league. Who else we got here? So after him, I'm looking for some hearts here. Oh. Okay. Ross Conrad. Is he the next one? Sorry, the hearts are just a little hard to read. I was looking for him. Okay, yeah, so Ross Conrad is next, but he's all the way down here. He's a projected round 1 to 2 guy. He is 100% scouted for us. He's 21, went to Stanford. He fits our scheme as well. Not the fastest, not very strong either. I don't love his combine numbers. I think we'll pass on him. And you know what? This early in the draft, if there's one position I feel like the Bears are known for, it is a linebacker. And I feel like Andrew Young is going to be a stud for us. So we're going to take him out of Alabama. Andrew Young, welcome to Chicago. Okay, and he's got hidden dev. Oh my gosh. 86 speed, 93 acceleration. Yeah, this guy's going to be good for us. Incredible selection there. Okay, so moving on, we don't pick again until the second round. So let's go ahead and skip to that. Oh, and there the selections are. Right in time for us. Okay, let's make our selection. Let's see who's on the board. Okay, so just looking at the available players here, Sebastian Hewitt, it appears, is our first player we had a heart over. Aside from that, anyone near him, Kenny Pearson, but we're good at linebacker. Same with Vantrese Bryant. There's Jason Bradford, the guy that they thought we were going to take, number 6 overall? So it's between these two guys. Okay, so Sebastian is just 21 years old, out of Missouri. How are his stats? He's strong. I like that. His 3-cone is good. His 20-yard shuttle's good. Not the fastest, but not like that really matters. He's got very nice numbers. He's a real contender here for the pick. Okay, and comparing him to Jason Bradford, 22 years old, out of Clemson. And I really should be looking at their skills more, but I'm really interested in the physical traits. So he's strong. He's fast. He's got really great numbers as well. He's pretty much scouted for us, so A, awareness, A, lead block, B, pass block, A, run block power. Not bad. This is a tough call. Ultimately, though, the way that I look at it is Elgton Jenkins was not that interested in us to begin with. He definitely didn't come to play out of position and play left tackle when he's played right tackle his whole career. So Sebastian Hewitt, let's hope he can be the guy. We can move Elgton back to his preferred spot, and worst case, Tevin Jenkins could possibly be a solid guard for us. So let's draft him and see how he is. Okay, and a hidden dev again. Man, we are knocking it out of the park here. 88 strength. I think that's good for a tackle, but hey, the dev tree is what matters most to me. So we've got 2 hidden dev guys right off the bat. Loving this draft so far. And courtesy of the Bills, we do have another second-round pick. I think it's coming up pretty soon. It is, just a few down the board. Let's see here. Maybe we just take the other offensive lineman and just completely round out this squad. Let's see if he's still available. I'm going to assume that he is. Where is he? Oh, is he gone? Please don't be gone. Yeah, I think he's gone. Okay, let's see who else is available then. Okay, so just going to run through our list super quick here. Who have we got? Nick Phillips, we're good at linebacker. No thanks. Landon Babineau, free safety. We signed Tart in free agency, but we could definitely use someone to study under him. Out of LSU, how are his traits? He's not the fastest. I mean, his other stats are good, though. Like, really good. His vertical, he can jump. How tall is this guy? 6 foot. Okay, so not the tallest. How are his skills? We don't really know. Let's come back to him. Okay, so after Babineau, who is next? Oh, we're getting down our list here. Leonard Barker, defensive tackle. We could definitely use a DT. Leonard, how are your stats, buddy? You're 22, 6'1", 290. He's fast. He's pretty strong. Those are pretty solid numbers. I don't mind those at all. His block shedding is an A2, a C. His power moves are an F. Ugh. Man, that's... For being that strong, your power moves are an F? Seriously? What are you doing? So, I guess it's between him and the safety. Ultimately, I think we have a bit of a bigger need at DT, so that's where we're going to go here. Leonard Barker. Hidden Dev! Oh my goodness. 3 in a row, bro. I cannot believe this. Okay. We're 3 for 3 so far. We are knocking this draft out of the park. Okay, so next up should be the 3rd round. We should have a pick there. I don't think we traded that away last episode. No, we did not. Okay, so who's available here? Okay, so right off the bat, I see Babineau is still on the board. Let's make sure here, though, before I get hasty. Is there anyone around him? Not really, no. Babineau, I feel like, is an easy selection. At this point in the draft, he's our 4th pick. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, our first normal dev player. 91 acceleration, though. 87 speed's okay. He might develop into something. That's definitely okay. You can do far worse than that in the 3rd round. We'll take that. Okay, so next up, we're picking in the 4th. Who is available in the 4th? Really happy with the draft so far. I mean, no matter who we get from this point on, I'm considering this a major win. This is shaping the future of Chicago right here. Okay, we've got a right tackle, Colin Vance. We'll come back. Well, it's just we're okay at tackle for now. We really are. He's 21. How are his physicals? He doesn't excite me. I don't know why I added him to the board to begin with. I really don't. I mean, his overall numbers are okay, I guess. Not bad. Who else have we got here that's available? Brandon Becton, left tackle. How are your stats, Brandon? You want to play guard? He's 23. He's a little bit older. He does fit our scheme. And I'm not super impressed with him either. And I completely forgot we had a watch list here. So Doug Flynn is a guy I added because at this point, he didn't have anything ranked lower than a C, which I liked about him. So we could still use a guard, I think. I mean, at least depth. He's fast. He's decently strong. He's got okay numbers. But he's projected undrafted, so we can definitely wait on him. Who else we got here? Demarius Priester. When do we pick next? Can we see that? Projected picks, round 4, 6. Okay. So we can't. I'm almost curious. I want to see how many picks we have left. Okay, so this is technically our last pick in the draft. We don't have a 5th, 6th, or 7th. There are some later guys I'm interested in. Let's see if it's possible to trade down. Okay, so Denver is willing to offer us a 4th and a 7th. Oh, actually, that's for next year. Never mind. I really want 2 more picks this year just because we do have a couple more guys left on the board. So Las Vegas will send us a 4th and a 7th. We'll take that. Hopefully we can get one of our late round targets that way. Okay, so back on the clock here. Have any of our guys been taken? Let's hope not. Let's go to our favorites list. Okay, a couple guys off the board. We've got Doug Flynn, Demarius Priester, and Dante Curtis. Doug Flynn and Dante Curtis are both projected undrafted free agents. Let's take Priester here. And the reason I've got Priester on my board is he's 23. I don't love that, but the guy's fast. He ran a 4.32. His other stats are great as well. The guy is an athlete. So let's take him. Madden, speed kills. So he is someone who I'm definitely very interested in. Would love to see what the stats are, so we're going to go ahead and select him here. He has hidden dev, bro? No freaking way. I don't know if this Madden is just inflating the levels of hidden dev, but bro, look at that speed. And the acceleration, 97 speed. This guy's going to be fun. Demarius Priester, what a pick, man. We just got our Tyreek Hill. I mean, that's the equivalent. Tyreek was, what, a 5th-round pick? We get Demarius Priester in the 4th. Hidden dev and that fast. This guy's going to be a cheat code for us. Wow. And finally, we've got our 7th-round pick. Either of our 2 guys left on the board. The receiver's still there. We might as well take him because we've got what's-his-face. Velus Jones is in his 2nd year, but he's like 30 at this point. Okay, none of our favorites are left. Is there anyone worth taking? Derek Johnson was projected in the 1st and 2nd round. He's still here. What, is this guy just like a character concern? No, he probably just sucks. But whatever. It's a 7th-round pick. This guy was projected to go early, so he'll at least make some noise. He's not going to be good. 22, normal dev, nothing too exciting. Okay. Yeah, you're probably going to be a camp cut, but welcome to the Bears for now. And that should conclude the draft here. So let's take a look. I'd like to see how at least the first few picks went. See, who's got a new quarterback heading into the year. Okay, so here is your recap. The Giants actually went with a left tackle. They take Kerry Messina out of Georgia. Okay, surprising. So you get the number 1 overall pick. It's a quarterback-heavy draft, it looks like, and you're still going to go with Daniel Jones. Okay, definition of insanity, but what do I know? The Texans look like they're going to stick with Davis Mills, assuming he's still the quarterback. They take Cullen Stallworth, the guy that the experts kept saying we were going to take. The first quarterback goes to the Vikings, Chris Costanzo. Very nice stats, 75 overall coming into his rookie year out of Washington. So has this division found its new Aaron Rodgers? I guess we'll see. Seahawks go with a wide receiver at number 4. Next quarterback goes to the Eagles, so the Jalen Hurts era is over. He's a 72 overall out of Cincinnati. There's our guy, Andrew Young, 75 overall, stud. Excited to have him. What else we got here? Where are the quarterbacks? The Colts, they take Sammy Norris out of New Mexico State, 74 overall, strong arm. That's interesting. And the Packers, they take Dylan Walls. So, no, this is not the Jordan Love era. Dylan Walls, we've got 2 rookie quarterbacks coming to our division. So, really glad we loaded up on pass rushers and free agency. Any other quarterbacks here of note? The Bucs, they get their Brady replacement with Zach Taylor out of East Carolina. Any in the second round quarterbacks are noteworthy as well. If you're a quarterback and your team drafts a quarterback in the 2nd, you should be concerned. The Seahawks take one in the early 3rd. So let's go check out our draft picks, see the overalls. Andrew Young's coming in at a 75. Sebastian Hewitt, the rookie left tackle, will be a 74. Leonard Barker's a 72. Landon Babineau, 73. Demarius Priester is a 71 overall. And Derek Johnson's a 65. So, yeah, we slammed this draft out of the park. This was an incredible draft for us. This roster is going to be scary this year. Okay, so post-draft, let's take a look at the roster. And already you can see the differences. Hewitt will be our starter. Elgton Jenkins will go back to where he's comfortable at right tackle. Tevin Jenkins is going to slide over and play right guard. So Jenkins and Jenkins will be right next to each other. Evan Ingram is going to start because he's a 5 overall bump from Cole Kmet. And Cole Kmet's like 25 at this point. Yeah, he had a good year last year, but I'd rather see Ingram in here. And I bet Justin Fields would too. Our receiver core is good. Priester is going to be our 3rd receiver. He'll also play in the slot with that speed. Should do great things there. On the defense, we have Barker is going to start as a rookie as our DT2. We might even look to trade to get someone good next to him, help his development a little bit more. Kyler Gordon, we bumped him up as a starting corner outside. Bryce Callahan will play in the slot. Babineau is going to get the start over Tart. It's a 6 overall difference, but Babineau has the tag day 1 starter. I don't necessarily know what that means, but I can't help but feel like he's better off starting for us. I mean, I guess I kind of explained that to myself, but you get the picture. Our linebacking core is rounded out now by Young, our 6 overall pick. He is going to start right away, left outside, with Isaiah Simmons and Roquan taking up the other 2 spots. So yeah, I am very excited by this roster. Sure, it's not a high overall, but there are so many young guys now with so much potential. We have completely rebuilt this team heading into year 2 of this series. So let's get into it. Okay, so week 3 of the preseason, we've got a training camp standout. Let's see what that is. Coach Jaquan Brisker had a strong camp and has continued to build on that this preseason. Where has he improved most? We're going to say zone coverage. That's where I'd like to see the overall bump. He has received +5 zone coverage. Okay, we are very happy about that. The guy was a stud last year as a rookie, so he's going to be great in his second year. Okay, week 1 is here. First up, they want us to set our season goal, and of course, it's going to be playoffs. I truly believe this can be a playoff team. You've got 2 rookie quarterbacks and the Lions. This should be a playoff team. I'm going to say it right now. Our camp standout wants to talk to us, so let's see what Jaquan Brisker has to say. Okay, and we've got a goal for Jaquan Brisker in week 1, our camp standout. They want us to get 2 combined interceptions and pass deflections with him against the Patriots to continue his breakout. And I think that might be a little bit hard to do because we are playing the Lions. So nicely done, EA. Well done. Next up, we've got our opening day keys. What are going to be our keys to victory? It's opening day this week and a fresh start for every team. What's the key to victory? We're going to say dominating offense, and we are going to do it with the run game. I really think we can get things going on the ground. We want to rush for 150 plus yards. Okay. And we've got a player ready to negotiate. Never seen it this early in the year, and it's Quincy Wilson. So Quincy Wilson is like, hey, I'm here, and I'd like to secure that bag, please. So, yeah, Quincy, I appreciate the enthusiasm, buddy, but, yeah, you're probably not getting brought back, and we're definitely not discussing it right before our week 1 game that you're probably not going to see many reps in, if any at all. But it's interesting to do just a quick preview here. Jalen Johnson will need to negotiate with him. Darnell Mooney's contract will be up. Bryce Callahan, Cole Kmet. So, okay, this year, unlike last year, we actually have some interesting guys. There will be some serious questions as far as who we want to bring back and who we do not. So, look forward to that. Also, it's time to hire and assign our scouts. Remember last episode, we couldn't get them in the right region, so let's hope we get that right this time. Okay, so Travis Bailey, I feel, is a solid pick to be our national scout. He expertises in defensive end and defensive tackle. We definitely want some DTs here in the near future, so we'll hire him as our 3-star guy. And honestly, this might sound crazy, but if Justin Fields doesn't have the year that we want him to, rookies do so well in Madden, our 2-star guy is going to be out there scouting quarterbacks. Don't tell Fields that, but we're going to be looking. Okay, and here is how you assign your scouts. I missed this last time. So our 3-star, of course, is going to be national. Our 2-star, I really wish the map would give you a better look. I feel like quarterbacks, we are going to say West. Why not? And the rest of these guys, we don't really care all that much. We'll just kind of move them around as needed. Yeah, you can go to Central. Why not? Okay, we've got our scouts assigned. And finally, I promise this is the last thing we do before we get into the games. Let's spend some of our points. I would like to get our defense just upgraded across the board. We've got some exciting young guys, but they sure could use the help. So we're going to get all the way down on this tree. So we're going to boost our tackling for our safeties. That's going to be good. And we're going to boost our press for our cornerbacks. So I like that as well. And this will leave us with around 60 points, just in case we want to use some in the player personnel area, make some trades here in the next few weeks, depending on how, our first few games turn out. And yeah, we're happy with that. Okay, so at long last, week 1, a great test here against the Lions. We both have, well, I should say we don't both have. They have an 80 overall team. We have an 81. Who comes out on top in this week 1 battle? Hopefully us, fingers crossed. Would be great. And we lose 23-17. Great. Okay, so Jared Goff had a decent game. Justin Fields did not. Very bad numbers. And Melvin Gordon, it appears, has cursed Javonte Williams because he did not have a carry, meaning that he probably got another random injury just like last year. Only manages 3.6 per carry, but does score twice. Justin Fields picks up 42 yards on the ground to make up for his horrible passing day. New addition, Evan Ingram led the way with 46 receiving yards. And the Jenkins brothers allowed some sacks, 1 for each of them. Roquan Smith led the team in tackles with 8. We picked up 3 sacks. Mario Edwards had 1, and our free agent additions each had 1 for themselves. Marcus Davenport and Yannick Ngakoue, forgive me. And Bryce Callahan had an interception for us. So we lose to the Lions. That's really the bottom line here. No point in reading the camp standout or the key to victory. We know we didn't get anything from those, so we're just going to go ahead and disregard. Okay, next up we've got the Vikings. So another NFC North matchup to start the year. Would really be a good thing to win this game. Not trying to speak it into existence. They've got the better team on paper, although they were terrible last year. What will happen? Any day now, EA. And we lose again, 34-27. Great, so we're off to a wonderful 0-2 start. Loving this. Fields has a good day, I guess. 315 yards, a touchdown, no picks. He gets sacked 3 times. Chris Costanzo, the rookie, throws 2 interceptions and gets sacked twice, but he still gets the win. Dalvin Cook had a fantastic day against our defense. Age is not slowing him down one bit. Javonte Williams is back with 3.1 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram is again our top receiver with 107 yards. Jerry Jeudy's next up with 76. And why is Velus Jones getting more looks than Demarius Priester? I might have to look at the depth chart. So apparently Elgton Jenkins was sent here by the Packers to destroy us from the inside. Either that or he's mad that we offered him great money when he didn't want to play for us. Either way, the guy sucks so far. Roquan Smith is our top tackler. He's got 6. He also picks up a sack, as well as the rookie, Andrew Young. Okay, so there's one positive from this game. And another rookie makes a play. Landon Babineau gets an interception. Okay, so does Tart. So the rookie and the vet are sharing the ball. That's good. We're going to spend some points here because I feel like our offense is letting us down. I feel like the defense, for the most part, has done their jobs. I know they just allowed a ton of points to the Vikings, but I mean, the Lions game in week 1, that was completely on our offense. We got to get something going here. I know it's pricey. I don't love to do this, but I mean, we got to do something here. It's not working out. I don't want to start 0-3, especially when our first 2 games haven't even been that hard. And I don't know why, but I do have a sinking feeling that Carson Wentz and the Commanders are about to put us at 0-3, which would really suck for all the work that we put in this offseason. Okay, but the points are spent. We're ready to take on Washington at home. Can we do it? A 3rd straight NFC battle, and we do get the victory, 20-14. Okay, we desperately needed that, and we got it. And it really wasn't thanks to Justin Fields. Quiet game from him. I'm sure that he got some rushing yards and plenty of rushing attempts. It might be time to look at that and possibly consider changing up the playbook again. Javonte Williams has his first really good game of the year. Melvin Gordon has 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields carries the ball 11 times. I don't know if those are scrambles or designed runs, but I feel like he's just carrying it too much at this point. Jerry Jeudy has 75 yards. Velus Jones has 71. He's trying to get back in our good graces, even though he's 36 years old at this point. What else is going on? Anyone score? No, nothing exciting. Blocking. How are the Jenkins doing? Not well. Elkton is up to like 80 sacks already allowed on the year. Bad, just bad. I know Washington's got a good D-line. I guess I'll give him a little bit of a break this week. Mario Edwards leads us with tackles. As far as sacks go, Chase Young has 2, Jonathan Allen has 2. Robert Quinn gets 1 for us. He's still kicking. Yannick Ngakoue and Kyler Gordon split 1. Interceptions. Tart gets 1. So even though he's the backup, he's still getting in there. Ball hawk. And we are going to switch up the playbook. We're going to go with Cincinnati's because if Joe Burrow is passing for 6,000 yards in a season, that's got to help Justin Fields, who's passing for like 50 yards a game at this point. We got to do something, man. We got to get him going. He's 24 at this point. His development's going to slow down. He's still only like an 80 overall. If we want him long term, he's got to show us something. And we've got some players ready to negotiate. Real players. Sorry, Quincy Wilson. So Jalen Johnson's up first. How interested is he? Not at all. And for how his career's gone with us so far, can't really blame him. Why does he not like us? Historic championships. He wants a warm weather state and a head coach historic record. Okay. So he wants to basically play for a good coach in a warm weather state. So to keep him from going to the Rams, we're going to offer him a player-friendly deal. And see if that perks him up a little bit. Any future deal needs to account for my interest not being met here. God damn, dude. Okay, Jalen Johnson's going to play hardball. Unfortunately, I'm willing to play with him because I want him back. Darnell Mooney, we can probably wait on him. I like the guy that we took in the draft. He's super fast. And Darnell Mooney's not interested in us at all. So that is going to factor into my negotiations. And everyone else is going to be someone we wait on because we're forced to. Next is a QB1 check-in. I remember we had this last year and we didn't throw Fields under the bus. Maybe it's time to do that. Coach, your team has struggled out of the gate so far, and when that happens, a lot of blame is usually placed on the quarterback. Who needs to step up? See, now this is tough because the correct answer is Justin Fields. But do we come out and say that? Yeah, actually we do. Yeah, I think blame is a strong word, but that's part of being a quarterback. When the team is slumping, everyone's looking at you to pull them out of it. And I think our situation is no different. Well said, Matt Eberflus. This is why you're the coach here. Okay, beat the Vikings and have 3 passing touchdowns. Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so week 4, it's time for the Vikings. If we lose this game, we'll be going into week 5, 0-3 against the NFC North. We're going to really try to not let that happen. Let's hope it doesn't. We changed the playbook. Will it work? Yes, 24-21. Thank God. We needed that. We're up to 500. Huge win. Was going to be a crusher for us to start 1-3. We desperately needed that win. Good. Okay, and Fields does what he was asked to do. That playbook change might have been the key. 353 yards might be a career high for him. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked twice. That's a good game. We'll take that any day of the week. And the rushing performance doesn't suffer too badly. 4.3 a carry. You can definitely do worse. We held Dalvin Cook to 2.5. Melvin Gordon had an okay game with his limited carries. Fields, of course, is now only rushing the ball a few times a game, which I wish we could find a happy medium. I'd like to see him with, 5, 6 carries. He just doesn't need 15. And Jerry Jeudy is our new Jamar Chase over here with 131 yards. That might be his high with us so far. Darnell Mooney scores a touchdown. He heard what we said about him last week. Evan Ingram with another good game. Vilas Jones is getting too many targets. I really want our rookie to get them, wherever he might be. Priester. I'm going to look at the depth chart and make sure that Priester is not below Vilas, because that does not need to happen. Let's see if the playbook change helped Elkton Jenkins at all. I would hope so. No, he is continuing his sack streak. This guy is... We might as well have Myles Garrett on our team with the amount of sacks he's got. Just the other way around. Tackles, Isaiah Simmons leads the way for us and has a TFL. As far as the sacks are concerned, Yannick Ngakoue gets 1. Isaiah Simmons gets a half. No, he does not. Sorry, I misread that. He did not get a half. Interceptions, none for us. Okay, but we got the win. So let's go to our press conference, the QB1 check-in. We should have gotten a reward from this. I appreciate what you said to the media this week, Coach. It really motivated me to play well, and judging by the win column and stat sheet, it worked. Yeah, Justin, it did. Justin Fields will have +5 medium and deep accuracy for the next 2 games. All offensive linemen will have +5 pass block power and pass block finesse for the next 2 games. Okay, so Jenkins, your excuses are pretty much gone, buddy. No more sacks. And of course, heavy rain is in the forecast. Let's see what that means. It looks like it's going to be raining for the entire game this week and probably won't take long for the conditions to get pretty sloppy. What's our plan on offense? Well, Justin, we're going to pass the ball since you brought it up again. Did this last year too. We can't let the conditions affect us too much. Ready for takeoff. Beat the 49ers and rack out 300 plus passing yards. With that new playbook, I think we just might. Okay, and we got some trade offers for Trevis Gibson because the CPU for some reason likes putting our players on the trade block. Los Angeles is offering us, even though it will make them negative in cap space. And to be honest with you, I'm just not really seeing a whole lot here that I'm overly interested in. However, I don't know who Hughes is, but he's an 80 overall corner. Yeah, why not? We'll take it. We could use the depth. Have not seen Gibson's name much at all, so if our pass rush tanks after trading him away, my bad. Okay, so next up we get the 49ers. Both of us are 2-2. However, they've got a much better I shouldn't say much better. A better roster on paper at this point. Not expecting the win, but would be exciting for sure. Hint, hint, EA. Can we do it on the road? No, 37-10. They destroyed us. Great. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the playbook. Maybe it's just Justin Fields. He puts up 157 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. This, at this point, is par for the course for old Justin Fields. Really getting sick of him at this point. I'm not going to lie. Really need to see something from him at this point. Trey Lance, meanwhile, is having the game I wish Justin Fields would have. Rushing, nothing for us. So the playbook change did not help Justin Fields. It just hurt Javonte Williams. At least that's how it's looking. Oh, Trey Lance picks up a score on the ground. Good for him. Receiving, can't wait to be disappointed here. Priester, okay, gets a touchdown. That's something. How many sacks did you allow, Elkton? Where are you? There you are. 1. He's allowed 1 every week, at least. He's going to be up to like 10 at this point. We're in week 5. Pathetic. Jalen Johnson had 16 tackles. There's a positive. I can stop complaining for a second. Pass rush. Marcus Davenport had a sack. Yannick Ngakoue and Jaquan Brisker shared 1. And I don't think we had any picks, but they did. Good for them. So with all that said and done, let's see what we earned from our rain game. Probably not a whole lot if I had to guess. That has to be a tough loss, Coach. Given the conditions, is there anything to take away from it all, or is it all a wash? You take something away from every game. Good non-answer, Coach. All quarterbacks will have -3 short, medium, and deep throw accuracy for the next game. So, in other words, Justin Fields will be playing about as well as he has been. And what a good time for that to happen as we head to Kansas City to take on the 4-1 Chiefs. That'll work really well for us. Okay, crisis in confidence, you're telling me. Hey Coach, I haven't been as productive as I was hoping to be this year. Having a big game might help me get back on track. What do you think? I'm not going to make you a promise, Darnell Mooney. Go out there and get open. I mean, I guess it's not really your fault. Justin Fields is the one throwing you the ball. But still, I gotta reject you, because if I make you a promise, it's not gonna happen. Look, Darnell, each week we draw up the game plan. It's with the intent to do what it takes to win the game. Yeah, and that's been going really well for us so far. And thankfully, Darnell takes it well. Darnell Mooney spent extra time working with the receivers, and they'll all have +5 catching and catching traffic this week. Okay, so positive result. Not bad. We'll take that. Okay, raise your hands if you're ready for 2-4, because that's where we're headed. The good news is the Packers are 4-1, so we pretty much have no chance at the NFC North at this point. I know that's an optimistic outlook, but they must have found the next coming of Rodgers. Good for them. And yeah, we lose 24-14. Not as bad as I thought, but a loss nonetheless. Okay, so Mahomes has a solid game against us. Fields is playing like garbage at this point. Javonte Williams has a pretty solid game. I guess a silver lining for us. He's been a good addition. 2 touchdowns. Yards per carry is healthy. Evan Ingram's been a good signing for us so far. He puts up 91 yards. Demarius Priester's got 51. Okay. As far as the sacks go, looks like Tevin Jenkins, this might be his first game all year not allowing one. So, a couple positives to take away, I suppose. Roquan Smith has a nice day, 13 tackles, 1 TFL. Isaiah Simmons gets 12. So, okay, our linebackers are doing well for us. Marcus Davenport gets a sack, so does Yannick Ngakoue. Those signings are paying dividends for us at least. Interceptions, we do not get any. Okay, so next up we get the Panthers. 4-2, we have to travel to Carolina. And I'm going to be honest, they're 4-2, but they look like paper tigers. I don't believe in them. They're an 81 overall. Can we get the win here? It is time to get this season back on track. 2-5 is going to be really hard to bounce back from. Can we be 3-4? We worked really hard for this. Yes, we are 3-4. We finally do something offensively. 33-27, we get the victory. Thank you, Jesus. It's like Fields is playing peekaboo with us at this point. It's like 1 week this guy decides he wants to look like a good NFL quarterback. The next he's putting up 80 yards and 0 touchdowns. So, okay, good week from him. Matt Corral, we make him struggle a little bit. He throws 2 picks. We're happy to see that. Javonte Williams, healthy yards per carry. We'll take that. Zach Pascal leads the way for them in receiving yards. Jerry Jeudy has a nice game. Darnell Mooney, not bad. Demarius Priester's having a decent rookie year so far, I would say. Still waiting on that first big game from him. Tevin Jenkins, there you are. Elkton's been quiet, though. That's good. Isaiah Simmons has a good game. 12 tackles, 1 TFL. Jaquan Brisker's next up with 9. How did we do as far as sacks go? Jaquan Brisker had a half with Roquan, and that will do it. Interceptions. Robert Quinn had one? Okay, you don't see that every day. We'll take it. Bryce Callahan, the free agent addition, he has the other. So 2 picks, we're happy with that. Okay, so next up we get the Saints, and I'm not going to lie, the Saints, they look pretty good. They're 5-2, 83 overall roster, although that's the same 83 as we've got. They just seem to be a little bit better. A win would go a long way. I'm not expecting it, but I would love to get us back to 500 here. Okay, and we do get the win. We are back to 500, 4-4. Look at that. So we beat the Saints 24-14. Let's see how we did that. So Jameis actually had a solid game. We did sack him 4 times, though. Meanwhile, Fields had another Justin Fields game. And honestly, trading for Javonte Williams is one of my favorite moves that we've made so far in this series. What a great game for him. Almost 7 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. Beast. As far as receiving goes, the Lizard King went off against us. Our guys didn't do a whole lot, although Demarius Priester had another okay game. And no touchdown catches. Okay. Tevin Jenkins doing what he does best, allowing a sack. Jalen Johnson leads the way in tackles with 10. And the pass rush really stepped up this week. Mario Edwards with a sack and a half. Same for Yannick Ngakoue. Jalen Johnson and Leonard Barker, the rookie, each split a half sack. So Leonard Barker gets in on his first career sack. Not a full one, but we'll take it. As far as interceptions go, nothing. Okay. Also, at this point in the season, I wanted to re-explore some of our negotiations. Jalen Johnson, I've got 2 words for you. Franchise tag, just wait, it's coming. Darnell Mooney, I kind of wish I had thrown on the trade block earlier just to see what I could get for him. I'm not super interested in bringing him back. It looks like he's even less interested in coming back, so he's probably gone, I'm not going to lie. Bryce Callahan, he was a good 1-year signing, but I mean, he's 31. Worst case, we can probably get him back in free agency cheap. Cole Kmet's intriguing. Let's take a look at him. He's got a decent level of interest. And of course, we did just sign Evan Ingram. Do we really need him? If we sign him, it'll leave us with around $41 million heading into the offseason, which is a decent number. Okay, so this is We don't want to do the custom offer. There's very player friendly. I haven't seen that before. We'll go player friendly, but I'm gonna downgrade it just a little bit because you're not that good, dude. Let's make the offer. Okay, so Cole Kmet is around for the next 5 years. And he's 25. He's going to be 25. So once Evan Ingram starts to get up there a little bit, maybe we trade him. Cole Kmet can take back over as our number one. But we like having the two tight ends here. Outside of this, I'm not really seeing a whole lot that I'd like to bring back. Mainly just depth pieces. Jalen Johnson, I really would like to get on a long-term deal, but he's going to get franchise tagged. I mean, we're not going to offer him something ridiculous. I know one of his motivations is head coach winning percentage, so maybe we get on a hot streak here. Maybe that bumps him up a little bit. I'm hoping. Okay, so it's a short week. The players want to discuss, or someone wants to discuss, how we're going to handle this. Obviously, we have a short week this week, and the offense isn't going to have much time to prepare or practice the game plan. Okay? So what you're saying is we need to step up as a defense. Yeah, Bryce, that's what I'm saying. Thanks. You read my mind. Beat the Browns and allow 2 or fewer offensive touchdowns. Okay. I think beating the Browns in and of itself is going to be enough of a challenge. Yeah, they're struggling 2-6, but the roster's loaded, so I don't know. I think there's a chance, but let's see. Can we get above 500? Okay, so the bye week is here. Unfortunately, we lose a close one, 35-28. We cannot slow down the Browns. We are 4-5 here in week 10. Okay, so Bryce Callahan, what do you have to say? Everyone in the locker room hates short weeks. Yeah, you definitely played that way. Okay, we didn't get anything out of that. That's fantastic. Okay, so looking at the stats here, we let Bill Cosby have his way with our defense. Not going to say anything more about him, but Justin Fields is doing his back and forth thing. Of course, he goes and has a good game, but it doesn't matter. We lose. Rushing, Nick Chubb went off. Javonte Williams had a good game. Not bad. Almost 5 per carry. Darnell Mooney had a good game. It's like as soon as he hears me talking about him, he decides to do something. Demarius Priester with his best game yet, almost 100 yards. Evan Ingram scores a touchdown. And that will do it. No, Melvin Gordon scores as well. Kind of forgot he was here, honestly. As far as sacks go, the Jenkins brothers are back at it. Nothing new there. Tackles, Isaiah Simmons led the way with 12, tied with Roquan Smith. As far as sacks are concerned, Marcus Davenport had one, and that is it for us. Interceptions, I don't believe we had any. We did not. Okay, so we've got a message about our bye week. Let's see what it is. Coach, you're in second place in your division and getting some time off this week with the bye. Any special plans for the week off? Yeah, we need to get the morale up. A team bonding retreat. Let's all go get some ice cream. Or as Rex Ryan would say, let's all go eat a snack. A team bonding retreat held by the players has brought the team closer together, plus 10 morale for all players. Minus 5 awareness for all players in the next game. So I guess we can't have the bonding and the awareness. Okay, so let's spend some points here. I'd like to get better production out of our defense. Which side do we want to go, though? If we go this way, we start off boosting the tackle for our linebackers, or we can boost the tackling for our ends. Next up, we can boost our block shedding for our DTs. I think this is the way we're going, because we run a 4-3, and I'd really like to get good production. We invested heavily in edge and free agency, Yannick Ngakoue and Marcus Davenport. I would really like to see just some more production across the board from them. Should help out with our secondary. We have not been getting a ton of interceptions. The sacks have been hit or miss. We've had some big weeks. We've had some quiet weeks. Maybe this will kick things off for us just a little bit. That would be very helpful. We can make it all the way down here. This very last one, boost the strength for your defensive line by 4. That's a huge boost right there. I mean, we need to make a playoff push. We're 4-5. We are far from out of it. If we can just pull an Aaron Rodgers and run the table, we'll be 12-5. Could be good enough for a bye. Who knows? Probably not, but at least the playoffs. As of right now, the NFC North, we are trailing the Packers. They're 7-1, so Yeah, they're doing amazing. Let's just look at them really quick. I just want to see their stats. Yeah, so Dylan Walls is incredible. The guy's got almost 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. So congratulations, Packers. You've got your next quarterback again. And on the flip side, Justin Fields has 9 touchdown passes to 6 interceptions. So honestly, don't be surprised if and when he goes up on the trade block. I'm not saying that he will. He's still young. He's still got a couple years left on his rookie contract, but I really feel like this team could make some serious noise with a rookie. I'm just saying. Despite that, though, at this point of the season, we've got the number 13 offense compared to like 30th last year, the 18th defense, so we're about middle of the pack. Offense might be overachieving a little bit, so we're definitely not out of it. This team, I wouldn't say is a Super Bowl contender, but I really feel like we can get in as a wild card if we get hot. Let's see if we can. Okay, so week 11, we've got the Falcons. They've got a good record. They're 6-3. We've got a prospect spotlight. Let's see what that is. We may want to take a deeper look at strong safety Jose Parra. He's been standing out from other prospects in terms of his football IQ. Perfect. Let me take a look at his tape and scouting report. I mean, we have Jaquan Brisker, dude. Can you, do your job and scout positions we actually need? Please and thank you. Next up, we've got Scouting Focus Player. Read the results your scouts compiled from in-person observations at practice and in-game action. Okay, so let's choose our focus players. Okay, so 2 quarterbacks I'm interested in here. Devin Leak out of Indiana State. Go Sycamores, I think. I don't know if Indiana State has ever had a first-round player. Maybe I'm missing someone obvious, but Indiana State? I don't know. And then we've got Matthew Stanley out of Memphis. So 2 quarterbacks I'm interested in. And a DT as well, Kasim Shepard out of Auburn. So these will be our focus players. Okay, so rumblings in the locker room. We're looking at quarterbacks. Will this light a fire under Justin Fields? Can he go into Atlanta and beat the 6-3 Falcons? They're not a very good team on paper. On paper, we should beat them, but can we? Let's find out. Okay, and we lose 36-14. Great. Yeah, so I'm really glad I pumped all those points into my defensive line. They really seem to have made a difference, as Marcus Mariota has a really nice game. Meanwhile, Justin Fields is throwing 2 interceptions and getting sacked 5 times. At this point, I'm wondering if it's the Jenkins brothers or if it's him. Tyler Algier has 2 touchdowns, and that will do it for rushing. As far as receiving goes, Brian Edwards has a big game. Jerry Jeudy scores a touchdown. Demarius Priester, is that his first career touchdown? It might be. Okay. So he gets his weekly 50 yards. Who is letting up the sacks? Cody Whitehair. There you are, Tevin. Okay. The good news is we'll have probably a new quarterback as well as a new right guard. Roquan Smith has 11 tackles. Isaiah Simmons has 10. So at least our linebackers are good. They might let up 34 points, but they're getting the tackles. Roquan has a sack. Okay, there's a positive. Mario Edwards and Yannick split 1. Interceptions, I don't think we had any. This is the 6th week in a row it feels like without any picks. Okay. Okay, so another short week. It's Thanksgiving. Obviously, we have a short week this week, so not much time to create an elaborate game plan. I don't think we've had an elaborate game plan all year, Cody. Definitely. With so little recovery time, a lot of us are tired, and clearly you've given up too. Beat the Lions and commit 1 or fewer turnovers. Yeah, good luck with that. Alright, so I'm just going to come out and say it. If we don't get the win here, our season is going to feel like it's over. We have a really tough stretch, 3 straight AFC West games after this. So even if we win here, it's not looking great. But man, if we can't go into Detroit and beat the 2-8 Lions, what does that say about this team? Okay, and we won a close one, 20-17. Not inspiring a lot of confidence, but at least we're keeping our heads above water a little bit. Okay, so Mr. Jekyll and Hyde's back at it. Justin Fields has a career game, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jared Goff is pedestrian. Running the ball, not a whole lot to speak of here. Really nothing going on. Receiving, Demarius Priester is honestly coming along really nicely in these recent weeks. Jerry Jeudy with a nice game. Darnell Mooney scores a touchdown. And Evan Ingram scores twice. Okay. Pretty happy with that overall. Sacks, Sebastian Hewitt. We have not seen his name a whole lot. So When you're a left tackle, I don't want to be saying your name a whole lot. So Sebastian Hewitt, as far as I'm concerned, has been a really solid pick so far. Tackles, Bryce Callahan leads the way. Sacks, who was getting after Goff? Marcus Davenport has one. Okay. So him and Yannick have been good signings for us. They've both produced. Jaquan Brisker has an interception. Okay. So we're back on the board with those, and we get the win. Here is the first playoff picture. We're on the outside looking in right now. Don't know exactly where we fall in, but yeah, as of right now, we have no business in the playoffs. The Packers, of course, are the 1 seed. And we've got a message about our short week, so we should have earned something here. Who said short weeks had to be tough? Well, pretty much us and every other short week we've had so far. Plus 2,500 XP for the entire offense. We needed that. And 10 plus morale for each offensive player. Okay. Maybe we are turning the season around. We've got another message, game plan elite quarterback. Coach, Russell Wilson is a quarterback who has shown the ability to be dangerous with not only his legs but his arm as well. Where does slowing him down begin? I'm going to pick containing scrambling because if he doesn't get a lot of rushing yards, that should be good for us. I think it all starts with containing him, blah, blah, blah. Good answer, Matt. Beat the Broncos and hold Russell Wilson to under 75 yards rushing. Yeah, how often do you see a quarterback over 75 yards rushing? Also, the entire defense has +5 play recognition this week. We're both coming in, I think, with, 5 and 6 records? Let me double check that and make sure. Yes, we're both 5 and 6. So as long as we game plan accordingly, we're about even on paper. I mean, straight 84s across the board. This is as close as it gets. Just perfect balance. But we need to come out on top, can we? And look at this, we get the win, 35-21. We come in and put on a show. We have officially matched our win total from last year with 4 games left. We're 6 and 6. Okay, this is good. And Justin Fields with his second straight good game, 358 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson is held to what looks like an early season Justin Fields type of game. As far as rushing the ball goes, James Robinson is their feature back. Javonte Williams, the former Bronco, goes in and scores 3 touchdowns on his former team. Melvin Gordon, the other former Bronco, gets in there. And receiving, Jerry Jeudy, the former Bronco, has another big game. Darnell Mooney's at 100 yards. Evan Ingram with 62. Anyone else score for us? Cole Kmet's got 2 touchdowns. Okay. Glad we brought him in long term. Sacks. Sebastian Hewitt lets up another. Okay. Not too worried about that. Tackles. Roquan Smith is our leader with 8. Also gets a TFL. Sacks. We did not sack Russell Wilson. And interceptions. We did. Mike Hughes. He is the player that we traded for earlier this year. So Mike Hughes is a Bear. He picks off Russell Wilson. Okay. Okay, looking at the playoff picture here, still not seeing ourselves, but hey, with another win or two, possibly. Unfortunately, it's looking like the Packers have all but clinched the North at this point. They're 11-1, so they would have to lose out, we'd have to win out, and even then it's iffy because I know they beat us earlier in the year. So yeah, it looks like if we're getting in, it's going to be as a wild card team. We do have a couple messages, though. The first one is a breakout wide receiver, our first breakout of the year. I'm wondering who it could be. Jerry Jeudy, perhaps. Just wanted to say I really appreciated you involving me in the game plan last week. Okay, nameless receiver, thank you. Oh, it's Darnell Mooney. He wants to get 3 touchdowns or 150 yards receiving or rushing. I doubt that happens, but I appreciate the sentiment, Darnell. Game plan elite quarterbacks. We've got another one of those. This time it's Justin Herbert. A lot more worried about him than I was about Russell Wilson. You were able to have success against Russell Wilson and get the win this week. What went into making that happen? Okay, so this is still about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's a special player, but doesn't matter. Defense gains 2,500 XP. Okay, good news there. And more messages. Unstoppable force. Discuss playing against a top NFL offense. Coach, you're tasked with facing the Chargers and their high-powered offense this week. Where does stopping them start? Constant pressure, stuffing the run, or forcing turnovers? We're going to say constant pressure. We want to get after Justin Herbert. It has to be pressure. Beat the Chargers and get 3 sacks on defense. I think the 3 sacks is doable. The win, we'll see. Trench boost. Discuss the play of your O-line. I've been doing that a whole lot this video, not for the right reasons. Coach, your team was able to throw at will in your last win. You have to be excited about the offensive line's ability to keep the QB clean. Of course, they don't get enough credit. The amount of sacks you allow against the Chargers will determine how much XP each offensive lineman earns. Okay, yeah, we're just going against Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. No pressure. Literally. Okay, so we beat the Chargers. Look at this. We are on a win streak. 35-31. We win a thriller. We're up to 7-6 on the year. Okay, so our third straight win. Second straight week putting up 35 points. Let's see how we did it. Okay, and Herbert has not a great game. Fields he's played worse. He gets sacked 4 times. Don't love that. Javonte has a big game, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Love to see that. Justin Fields does get a rushing score, as does Melvin Gordon, so the run game was great. Sadly, that means Darnell Mooney's not getting his breakout, but Jerry Jeudy, the player I would like to get a breakout, has 138 yards. Evan Ingram's got another touchdown. Okay. Pretty solid game offensively. Happy with that. As far as sacks go, we allowed a pretty decent amount, so we're not going to get a ton of experience. Elgton Jenkins is back on the board with 2. Sebastian Hewitt has struggled in recent weeks. He has 2. And that will do it for our sacks. Drew Tranquill is their leading tackler. Meanwhile, Isaiah Simmons is ours. He has a TFL as well to go with that. Did we sack Justin Herbert? AJ Epinesa, he has not done much of anything, but he gets one here. So does Robert Quinn. So it's the game of forgotten pass rushers this week. Jaquan Brisker gets an interception, and Eric Rowe picks us off. Okay, but we get the win, 3-game streak. We're still alive. Still on the outside looking in for the playoffs. Not sure what we need to do to get in there. Another win, I think, would help. I don't care to read the breakout message because I don't want to hear Darnell Mooney complain. However, I am interested in the rest of them. Coach, you get the win, but it didn't seem like your emphasis on creating pressure had the kind of impact you wanted. Okay, so you're a hater. Thanks. We still get 1,000 XP for all of our players. That's fine. We've got a message about our trench boost. So, honestly, hopefully everyone but Elgton Jenkins gets a boost because that's who deserves that. Back-to-back games without allowing a sack. What do you mean back-to-back games without allowing a sack? Did you even watch the game? Are you at the right team's press conference? Okay, no sacks allowed. Your entire offensive line earned 10,000 XP. I guess thanks for the pity XP, but that's completely wrong. Whatever. And how many short games can we possibly get? We get a primetime game at Soldier Field. This is what, our 3rd straight short game? So I know we had Thanksgiving. What was the other one? Did they give us 2 Thursday night games? As you know, short week this week. These quick turnarounds are always especially tough on the defense. Of course, and that goes both ways. Okay, why are we having heart-to-hearts with Cody Whitehair every time we have a short week? Beat the Raiders and score 4 offensive touchdowns. We'll see about that. Okay, so very important late season matchup. The Raiders are 8-5, we're 7-6. It is time to make a playoff push. We have got just a murderer's row our next 3 weeks. I thought we had already played the Packers, but no. We get them week 17 and week 18, along with the Bucks, who we don't really know how they're doing right now. I haven't checked in on them. I haven't paid too close of attention to the playoff picture. I know they don't have Brady, but how are they doing without him? I guess we'll see here soon enough. And how are we doing against the Raiders? We win 28-10. We are 8-6. Does this get us in the playoffs? As of right now, would we be a playoff team? We're 8-6. That's a good record. With still 3 weeks left to go. Okay, no, we're not. I'm going to check the standings. I want to see how far behind we are. Maybe the NFC is just stacked this year. Okay, so here are your NFC standings. As of right now, the Cardinals and the Niners are the 2 wildcard teams. The Rams right now are leading the NFC West, so they are in a heated race right now for the NFC West. I'm going to assume it's going to be between us and the other 2 teams to see who gets those wildcard spots. So we're neck and neck. The Commanders and the Panthers, though, are right on our neck. So really, it's going to be 2 teams here of this group. The Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, Bears, Commanders, Panthers. So we really need to win, I would say, at least 2 of these last 3 games. It's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. As for the Raiders game, though, we are now on a 4-game win streak, so we're getting hot at the right time. How did it go? We only gained 265 yards offensively. That's interesting. Fields has a meh day. Derek Carr was terrible, so that's encouraging for our defense. Javonte Williams scores twice. I'm going to assume not a whole lot in the receiving game. No, but Jerry Jeudy scored. So did Evan Ingram. They're both having good years. Sacks. Sebastian Hewitt is in there with 2. So, of course, I say something nice about him. Now he's gone multiple weeks in a row getting sacks allowed. Isaiah Simmons has 15 tackles in a TFL. Jaquan Brisker's got 10 tackles. As far as the sacks go, Clowney sacks us twice. Yannick Ngakoue gets a sack against his former team, and that will do it. Interceptions, we did pick off Carr quite a bit. Jalen Johnson gets one, Roquan Smith, and Jaquiski Tart. Okay, so very nice game for our secondary. Very encouraging at this stage of the year. Okay, so we've got a message about our short week. This should be good. We should get a reward out of this. Who said short weeks had to be tough? Said Cody Whitehair. Thanks, Cody. Very insightful. 2,500 XP earned for the whole offense. 10 morale for each offensive player. Okay, good. Seems like we've been getting that a lot lately. This is encouraging. Okay, so next up we've got the big dogs, the Green Bay Packers, 12-2 with their rookie quarterback, their shiny new toy. We've got to beat them once in these last 3 weeks. We have to. Would be great if we could go into Lambeau and do it, but let's find out. Okay, so it's not happening this week. 31-10, we get destroyed, snapping the 4-game losing streak in fashion. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I really feel like EA gives you a bias if you go out and get a young rookie quarterback. Dylan Walls just has a solid game. Meanwhile, Justin Fields he's there. He's in the game technically. Doesn't really do anything. Aaron Jones has a decent game. Not really much happening for us. A.J. Dillon scores twice. Melvin Gordon gets in on the ground for us. Our only touchdown of the game. Jerry Jeudy's got 69 yards. Nice. 68 for Demarius Priester. And that's pretty much all to speak of. As far as sacks go, Sebastian Hewitt's got 2, so the rookie struggles continue. Bakhtiari gave up 1. You don't see that every day. And there's Jack Conklin. Screw you, Jack. Defense. Isaiah Simmons has 13 tackles. Okay. Don't really care about the TFLs. Let's go to the sacks here. Marcus Davenport's got 2. I would have to imagine he's got double digits already, if not by the end of the year. Good signing for us. He's the only one who gets on the board. And we do not pick off Dylan Walls. So, yeah, we get destroyed. Okay, so still on the outside looking in. Definitely not great to lose that game, but we're not out of it yet. Let's check the standings. Okay, so your NFC West race is going to be very important here. The Rams and the 49ers are both 9-6, so they've got a game on us. One of those two will probably be the other wildcard team, if I had to guess. We're tied with the Cardinals and the Panthers. Okay, so I would say it's going to be between these 3 teams. Us, the Panthers, and the Cardinals. Let's hope that we can win out, but one of our last 2, and I think we still have a chance to get in at 9-8. I don't know. Okay, so next up we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're coming in with a 9-6 record, also have a rookie quarterback by the name of Zach Taylor, who has succeeded with a good roster. I'm hoping that we can take them down here. I mean, if we lose, I don't know if we'll still be in the playoff picture. Whoa, 55-21? No way. I can't believe we just scored 50 points. Let's see how we did it. Okay, so can you call this a statement win? I'm wondering. We put up 441 yards of total offense. We dropped the 50 burger. Justin Fields is perfect. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Zach Taylor, the rookie, struggles bad. Javonte scores on the ground, but not a whole lot outside of that. Receiving, Chris Godwin was the leader. Jerry Jeudy hit 93 yards for us. Evan Ingram scores again. Demarius Priester, the rookie, has 2 touchdowns. He's having a nice rookie campaign. And I believe we have one more. Javonte Williams, he catches a touchdown. So he scores twice, once on the ground, once in the air. Elkton Jenkins allows a sack, but thankfully our rookie left tackle, He is done struggling for the time being. For some reason, I can't find him. I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but... Oh, Sebastian Hewitt, there he is. So he snaps his skid, I guess you could say he was going through. As far as tackles go, not really a whole lot for us. Isaiah Simmons is the leader with just 6. But for sacks, Marcus Davenport has 1, so does Mario Edwards. And for interceptions, Mike Hughes, Bryce Callahan, and Jalen Johnson all get 1 of their own. So very good week for us, with a huge Week 18 matchup on the horizon. Okay, so here is your playoff picture, and finally we are in as the 7 seed. And that win against the Bucks did a lot for us. We bumped them out. This whole time I was looking at the NFC West, I did not notice the Falcons are the 2 seed. So the Bucks were also competing for a wild card spot. We have taken their spot for the time being. So I think we're in really good position here. One thing that I wish EA would add is those playoff scenarios, especially in Week 17 and Week 18. You know what I mean? It's like the Steelers have to win and the Colts have to lose and the Bills have to lose, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those crazy, wild scenarios. I wish EA would add those in. Like, what do we need to have happen? Are we in with a win? If we lose, can we get in with help? Who knows? But it's time to find out. So we've got a message here, rivalry game. I guess they forgot 2 weeks ago that this was also a rivalry game, but let's see what they have to say. You're facing a bitter rival in the Packers this week, and limiting the impact of Jair Alexander must be a top priority. How will you stop him? Praise him, challenge him, or talk trash about him? Matt Eberflus has been giving non-answers this whole series. We don't want to give them bulletin board material. We don't want to praise him and suck up to him. We're going to challenge him by any means necessary. Like you said, limiting his impact has to be a top priority, and he's at the top of the list of players that we aren't going to allow to beat us this week. Beat the Bears, hold Jair Alexander without an interception. Okay. All right, so it all comes down to this. At least I think it does. Genuinely, I don't know. We don't know what the other teams are going to do either, but we're in the pack here. We're right in the thick of it. If we win, I would think that would guarantee our spot. Let's hope for a win. Let's see what happens. So we lose 35-21, and clearly we don't have a playoff game. Let's just go ahead and look at the bracket here. Yeah, so the Cardinals are the 7th seed, and the Bucks sneak back in, which is interesting because I think, no, we would have ended the year with the same record, or they would have ended a game up on us. Either way, doesn't matter. We did not make the playoffs. Winning record, but we're not satisfied. On the bright side, Justin Fields has a pretty good game in the loss. And Dylan Walls has a quiet game, although an efficient one, I would say. Javonte scores. He's been a bright spot for us. Demarius Priester has had a very nice rookie year, going to make it a lot easier for us to say goodbye to Darnell Mooney, who it looks like also scored a touchdown. He did. And that covers it for the receivers. As far as sacks go, oh, the Jenkins brothers were quiet this week. That's good. Isaiah Simmons has 11 tackles and 2 TFLs. Roquan's got 11, so our linebackers were good for us this year. Mario Edwards has a sack, and Roquan splits one with Roberts. Why can I not talk? Okay, half a sack for those guys. No interceptions. That's your Week 18 game. So let's take a look at the year-end stats. Just taking a quick peek across the league, Dak led the league in passing yards, 5,400 with 40 touchdowns. Josh Allen threw 47 touchdown passes. Not as crazy rushing numbers. No one hit 2,000 like last year. Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor are your leaders. Cooper Kupp is over 2,000 yards with 19 touchdowns. Chase Young breaks the record with 25 sacks, bro. Wow. Aaron Donald has 22, I believe his second straight year of doing that, cementing his status of possibly the best defensive player ever. A.J. Terrell's got 7 interceptions, C.J. Mosley with 164 tackles, great year for him, and Anthony Walker's got 152, so good for him. Okay, but enough of the year-end leaders, let's look at our stats. So we finished with the 21st offense. That's interesting, we were at 13th, and defense we actually finished 4th. So clearly an upgrade over last year. We won 3 more games. Justin Fields, his numbers are... they're not awful. They're just not what I want them to be. 4,300 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. He stepped it up in the second half of the year. I'll give him that. Javonte Williams, 1,200 yards and 17 scores on the ground. Very good year for him. Melvin Gordon, our free agent addition, chipped in 400 yards and 8 touchdowns, so he provided value. Jerry Jeudy's over 1,000 yards, only 3 touchdowns though. Demarius Priester's next up, 893 and 5, so say hello to Chicago Tyreek Hill. He is definitely going to team up with Jeudy. They're going to be a great duo for years to come. Darnell Mooney in his swan song with us, 800 yards and 4 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, the free agent addition, with 6. And that's really all that's relevant from that point on. Cole Kmet was pretty quiet as a complimentary piece, so clearly the playbook did not favor 2 tight end sets very much. He did score 3 touchdowns. Blocking. Let's look at the blocking. So Elgton Jenkins allowed 12 sacks. Sebastian Hewitt, the rookie, was next up with 9. How does that compare to the rest of the league? Am I overreacting here, or did Elgton Jenkins suck? Okay, no, he wasn't that bad. George Fant had 19. Yeah, okay. So I might have been a little reactionary to Elgton. So for that, Elgton, if you're out there watching, I do apologize. Let's go to the defense. And Isaiah Simmons led the team in tackles with 142. Roquan, welcome back, has 129. Sacks, how did our new edge duo do? Not as much as I would have thought. Marcus Davenport only 8, Yannick with 7, Mario Edwards, the DT, with 5. So decent numbers for the old guy, but we're going to want to upgrade at the DT spot. I know we have the rookie with that hidden dev trait, Leonard Barker, but he was pretty quiet as a rookie overall. Interceptions, not a whole lot. Bryce Callahan had 3, Tart had 3, Jaquan Brisker with 2, Jalen Johnson with 2, Mike Hughes with 2, and the rookie Landon Babineau had 1. Okay, so the numbers didn't pop, but we were just overall a very solid defense for the most part. Aside from those games where we just let Aaron Rodgers' replacement destroy us. Josh Allen is your MVP, led the league in passing touchdowns. Dylan Walls, the Packers rookie, finished 4th. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Cooper Kupp, as it should, with his 2,000 receiving yards. Defensive Player of the Year, Chase Young, well-deserved, shattering the sack record. Crazy good year for him. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Dylan Walls, so great. We get to deal with him for the next 15 years. Demarius Priester comes in at 6, well-deserved. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had no one, so disappointing. I was very excited about our picks, but they just did not play very well their rookie years. Best quarterback, Justin Fields, rightfully does not make the list. Best running back, Javonte, comes in at 6. Would have liked to see him a little bit higher, scored a lot of touchdowns. Best wide receiver, no awards for us. Best O-line, Graham Glasgow comes in at number 7. No one else. Best D-line, we're not going to have anyone. Best linebacker, no. Best DB, probably not. No. Can we get a best kicker award? No, we can't even get that. Okay, so we got pretty much shut out this year. So at year's end, let's take a look at our ending roster, at least before some guys leave us for free agency. I believe we came in at an 80 overall, so we at least developed. We got better. We go 9-8 versus 6-11. This is clear improvement, so I would not consider this season a loss by any means. Sure, missing the playoffs hurts, but were we really, really expecting to make it? I mean, we were hoping for it, but it definitely wasn't a lock. This is about where we deserved to finish. And let's just take a look at our lineup here. So starting with the quarterback spot, Fields is up to an 82. However, he's getting close to being 24, 25, that age where development falls off a cliff. So how much better can he realistically get? Javonte's up to a 90, absolute stud. Jerry Jeudy is an 89. Darnell Mooney is an 86. And Demarius Priester, likely our new wide receiver 2, is a 77. Sebastian Hewitt, the rookie left tackle, is up to an 82. While I'm at it, let's check for dev traits here in a moment. We'll do that. Elkton's up to a 90. Evan Ingram is an 86. And Cole Kmet is an 83. Defensive line, Yannick is an 86. Marcus Davenport is up to an 89, so good development there. Barker, the rookie's up to a 78, so okay, not bad. Jalen Johnson is a 90. He hates us, but we love him, so he's going to be back for at least another year. The rookie is a 76. I think he went up a little bit. He's probably going to step in and be our starter. I can't remember how long we signed Tart for. Jaquan Brisker's up to an 84. He's developed nicely. And our early pick, Andrew Young, is up to an 80. Okay. And Roquan's a 94. Isaiah Simmons is an 83. So, yeah. I mean, on paper, I really feel like next year is our year. And for what I said about Justin Fields, he did what he could for us, but just looking at the talent around him, if you throw a rookie in here, with a high dev trait, someone who's 20, 21 years old, even 22, I really think we can make some noise next year. I'm not saying we're done with Fields. I love Fields in real life as a player. I think he has so much potential. I think he's going to be really good for Chicago. But here in Madden, it might be time to make a change. We will see. Okay, so the Bills are your Super Bowl champions. Josh Allen breaks the curse of NFL MVP never winning the Super Bowl, at least not in recent years. The Bills have their first ring. Ed Oliver is your Super Bowl MVP, and they get the blowout win. Okay, and we are officially at the re-signing stage, so really the last moves we're going to make before ending this video and leaving the rest for part 3. Let's look at the 2023 retirements here. So starting in our own division, Harrison Smith has retired, so has Robert Quinn. Great career for both of them. NFC East, Brian Bulaga, the garbage right tackle that we had to deal with last year, has retired. Marvin Jones is gone, so is Kyle Van Noy and Justin Pugh. Heading over to the AFC, no one in the West. Melvin Ingram has retired, so has Taylor Lewan, and no one in the North. So definitely not as many big names as last year. And we've got players ready to negotiate. So who is coming back at last? Max LaFleur? No. Quincy Wilson? No. Jalen Johnson? Yes. Okay. So the last offer that we submitted, that was generous. That was very generous. We're going to go... So if we go very player friendly, his cap hit is going to get up to like $20 million. Our cap went way up, so we're going to enter the offseason with a lot of cap space. We'll go very player-friendly. We will try to appease you. If you don't like this, you're getting tagged. I would like to play for a new team next year. Yeah, well, I've got 2 words for you. Franchise tag. Sucks to suck, buddy. You could have had a great deal. I get it. Chicago's cold. I get that we've kind of sucked. But, bro, grow up. Okay, Darnell Mooney. He actually has some interest in re-signing with us. Well, what does he want? I'm not going to say no. Okay. So he wants 3-year, $18 million. And his cap hit's going to get up to like 10. See, I wish we had traded him. I really do. He's got value for sure. I'm not saying he's bad. But I'm going to let him hit the market. I'm happy with who we have there. Jerry Jeudy. Bryce Callahan's going to be a no for us. He did lead the league, or our team, I should say, in interceptions, but he's 32. Cairo Santos, no. There's going to be better kickers out there. Cairo, if you can't make the top 10, I don't know what to tell you. Justin Jones, he likes us. He played okay. He could at least be a depth piece. We're going to give him a neutral offer, see how he likes that. I'm excited to sign a great offer. We're excited to have you, Justin. Thank you for not being difficult. Cough, cough. Jalen Johnson. AJ Epinesa is no. Lucas Patrick, no. Yeah, I'm just not really seeing a whole lot here. Okay. We're going to enter the offseason with that. So we get Jalen Johnson back on the franchise tag. That's the big thing. And we're moving on. Okay, so before we end this video, let's take one last look at this roster as we head into the offseason. With our losses, we're down to an 84 overall, still much better than we were at this time a year ago. Demarius Priester is our new wide receiver 2. The offensive line has remained intact, and so has the offense, essentially. We didn't really lose anyone there. You go over to the defensive side of the ball, and not really seeing any major losses there either. Everything that we lost was kind of depth pieces, so... yeah, I mean, we lost a couple okay players, but nothing really huge, and we're entering the offseason with a ton of cap space. So we're going to make a lot of moves here. I'm thinking year 3 is going to be our year. I'm speaking it into existence, But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you as I'm still trying to take off here. Any comments, any suggestions that you have for future videos, I'm always willing to listen. Thank you guys again so much, and I will see you next time.